I'm ready.
Hello, this is Nicholas Tanek with your kinky friends, and oh my God, I've got a really interesting and cool guest, a wonderful guest with me tonight. Oh, we're gonna talk about body paint. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about burlesque. We're gonna talk about being an FX artist. We're gonna talk about being a singer songwriter. We're gonna
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
welcome the magnificent Friday Fontaine. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. So before we begin,
How are y'all?
all right. Before we begin,
How's
tell
everybody?
all right. Tell us just a little bit
So
about
much. And
you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
a little bit about myself. Uh, well, I think all the weirdness started because my fascination with makeup. I wasn't very girly, but I was big into Rocky Horror Picture Show
Love that.
and theatrical makeup, and my love of stage and theater started at an early age, even before high school. So I was singing and dancing even, I mean, as early as church when I was a little kid, all the way up to performing now.
I was a drama kid.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I was a drama kid at school. I loved it. I was in. Not only was I did I play Tom Sawyer, but I played I forget the guy's name in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and yeah, I love that stuff. I couldn't do musicals though because I didn't sing well.
And that's the thing. I did a lot of improv, like in camp, and I did dance and tumbling and gymnastics, martial arts, horseback riding, things like that. But I never performed on stage. I never was in a play in high school or anything. I painted some sets. I did some props, like things like that. But I was too. I auditioned once and I froze, so I never did it up
I've done that.
until I got older for some reason, and I got more brave.
It's funny that okay, so we'll get to that in a second. But it's funny that you say that because I remember the first audition I ever did for like a school play was for the Beverly Hillbillies, and I
Oh
froze.
wow.
Too. I froze too, and then I went to see the play, and I was like, "This is horrible."
I know.
I mean, okay, because I was going to Broadway ever since I was a child. Like, you know, what I mean, uh, everything from Neil Simon plays to Cats to Rumors,
Yeah. I mean,
Starlight.
I saw a lot of great musicals growing up with my father. I got to see Les Miserables growing up. I
Oh
got to
yes,
see, I went to the Jackie Gleason Theater down in Miami. So I got to see Annie Get Your Gun, Peter Pan, great shows.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's. You are, as a burlesque performer, and we're going to talk about body paint. We'll get to that, but let's just get some things out of the way first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right. So when was the first time out that you were like out and proud as a sexually expressive person? Was it just with one person? Was it at a party? Was it at a munch or a dungeon or anything like that?
As early as teenage years with a girl at school.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this girl, Andrea, in high school, we basically were like little mini, we were almost twins the way we looked. Our body shape, our haircuts, we had the shaved thing with the bangs, the pleather, the boots, the combat boots, the concert t-shirts, everything like that. And then I guess just the punk scene just really opened it up for me, and I was like, everything about it, the bond from the bondage pants to the combat boots, I was in love with it.
It's funny that you say concert T-shirts. I'm wearing a My Bloody Valentine shirt.
Nice, nice.
I have a thing for T-shirts. Yeah, I have a
Me
thing for
too.
like Yeah, definitely. Okay, so and before we get to the body paint, let me ask you this, just so we can, talk more. Maybe this will come in the conversation later. Do you have kinks, personal kinks or fetishes? Are you a submissive? Are you dominant? Are you a switch? What do you like?
On FET, I'm listed as a mistress because I actually, a long time ago, started out. I trained under a mistress and I learned in Florida. So I prefer being dominant. That's who I am as a person. Um, I tried learning under a couple masters when I was like, well, it's been a minute. I did that in my early 20s. I was a professional dom, but I tried being submissive with some boyfriends, getting back into the lifestyle, but I realized I'm comfortable being a.
Oh no. Well,
I just things just go better when you just listen to me. Sorry.
no,
and
I
I
thought if
and
anything,
my life goes out of control when I allow somebody else to take control because I struggle and they're not doing it right, and I've had bad things happen because I allowed them to make decisions, and things just went crazy. So it's just better to just let me do my own thing. Yeah, we can switch and role play in the bedroom, but after that, that's it. That's all it is.
yeah, that's it. I personally live with my dom, and but it's I have such a dominant personality, but so we only do the submissive thing in the bedroom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, and just so you know, if something freezes or anything like that, you can just come back in, go out, come back in on StreamYard, and
Okay.
that usually works. Okay, and I could always edit stuff out. Okay, let's talk about body paint.
Yes.
Body paint. What? All right, it is an art form, and first of all, how did you get into it, and what do you personally like about it?
I like that my canvas giggles. I like that my canvas um,
Good. That's good.
um, is living. I really, if I could body paint as much as possible, I would. And it just COVID's kind of taken a Debbie Downer on that part. But the last thing I did do was pre-quarantine. I did a beautiful maternity shoot where we painted some vines and roses on a girl, and I put a headdress on that I made out of like fake roses. So I got into it after I graduated special effects makeup school. A fetish photographer commissioned me to paint a girl like a silver robot, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do it. Latex, paint, you got me. I'm all in." So I just dove into it head first.
Interesting. So, beside the silver robot, what is one of the most proudest projects that you worked on with body paint?
Um, oh man, there's so many great ones. I would say when I did my troupe, I gathered up about, oh God, how many artists was that? That was myself, Tori, Chris, um, Annie. Yeah, it was four because we had a couple cancel. We had four body painters and 16 body paint models for the Mississippi Museum of Art a few years ago for the Modern Was Contemporary show. So it was a big runway show. It was a big to do because we had all the models matching actual paintings that were in the museum. So it was very exciting for us. And they were scared. I mean, shitless. They were like, "Are they going to be naked?" This lady in a British, "Oh, they're going to be nude." I'm like, "No, they have pasties and booty shorts on, and they're covered in like 10 layers of body paint. You're not going to see a single nipple, I promise."
Now,
Oh, lovely.
is it the whole body?
Oh, it was the whole body. Yes.
Now, is it true? This is what I heard. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's true that um, people can like die if there's not like a little section that is, um, I guess, not painted. Have you ever heard that?
Well, I mean, I think people have a tendency to use incorrect paint because so there's a lot of people that transition out of different mediums into body painting. Everything that actual body paint is, it's FDA approved. It's cosmetic grade facial and body paint specifically for the skin that's breathable. So there isn't dangers if you're using the right materials.
Interesting.
Now, if you're using things like liquid latex and acrylic paint, you have to you have to mix it with a breathable medical adhesive that makes it just went out again.
Yeah.
Based on everything that I've used, I've always done tests, made sure people were, you know, not allergic to latex or anything like that. So yes, there are. Um, you have to be cautious, but you also have to be using the right materials for the
Okay.
product.
And I don't mean to be a commercial or anything like that, but is there a certain brand that you like the best?
No, I just go and buy everything off of trusted vendors that are specifically for body painting. Um, so I mean, I guess I don't care. Well, should I plug my sites? I really don't want to. I just know that I buy from specific vendors. There's, it's for face and body paint. I mean, it's safe enough for a baby to be painted. That's the kind of paint I use. But yes, there is formulas when you're getting into more things like special effects, liquid latex. There are certain materials through the effects houses that you have to mix in order to make it breathable for the skin. And it should be like the armpits should be exposed a little bit. You know, I would say that would be suffice. That's accurate as far as what I remember doing when I was doing more of the latex and acrylic type heavy stuff.
Okay, so for someone who wants to get into, we're gonna go into the FX soon, like next actually. But for someone who has no experience at all in body paint and stuff like that, what advice would you give them?
Just go and just use face and body paint um, that is specifically cosmetic grade face and body paint. Do not use acrylic and do not use liquid latex. You are not experienced enough to be playing with such materials without a training. I'd suggest a workshop with an actual professional body painter. I would do some research and actually contact people that do it for a living before you just jump right in and start painting your girlfriend with a bunch of liquid latex or boyfriend or whatever your life is. Live
Okay.
it.
What? All right. When it comes to body paint, what is the most interesting or when I say weird, I mean it in a good way. I don't mean it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I say weird, like what is the most interesting or weirdest thing that you have seen?
I mean, I've seen very intricate of like effects and body paint crossover a lot. That's why in Face Off there was a lot of people that were either body painters that got into effects or effects people that got into body painting, vice versa. I mean, competition wise, I got to see at the runway shows, I got to see a lot of costumes and cosplay incorporated into the fashion and runway shows I was working on when I was down in Florida. I want to go back. I want to go and do nude night down in Florida. I want to go paint at Fantasy Fest. I have bucket list of body painting that I still haven't yet to do. I mean, I
Oh,
lived in Florida my whole upbringing in my life, and I've never been to the Keys. Naughty.
All right, bucket list. Let's talk. What is one of the things on the bucket list? You don't have to list them all, but just what's one of the things that you really want to do?
Like I said, I want to go down to Fantasy Fest and paint there. I would love to go to Hedonism and body paint people there. I think that would be interesting.
Okay, cool. Now let's talk. Let's talk effects. All right, now you and I both have a love for effects.
Yeah.
We're talking about um, um, what's it? Yeah, Rick Baker, Greg
Yeah.
Nicotero. You know, so first of all, when it comes to films or television, what are some of your favorite FX?
I'm a classic and nostalgia nut at heart. So the Universal monster movies are my favorite.
Oh God, they're awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
they're great.
And anything like Rubber Monster, Godzilla, and then Clash of the Titans, that era, claymation. It's a little different than traditional effects, but to me, puppetry is and gym.
Frozen.
Went out again.
Yeah, you back now though.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Jim.
Jim Henson.
Oh yes, I was watching the Dark Crystal.
Oh God, it's classic. I love it.
Yeah, the Fizz Gig is my favorite.
Me too. Oh,
I gotta send you this link about Fizz Gig. It's to Enya's only time, and it makes me cry. um, yeah, but also I like the crazy stuff too, like the I forget the guy's name, but John Carpenter's The Thing.
oh yes, yes. I love that, but I mean, I was blessed with having a really cool aunt growing up, so I got into reading a lot of Heavy Metal magazine because she was the publishing director for Time Warner in Florida. So I got to read a lot of great comic books. I grew up on Hellraiser as a comic book. So all of that stuff just influenced my kinky little mind. I mean, I saw the Genitorturers live, and I actually roller skated with Jen from the Genitorturers at the roller rink. That was the coolest thing ever.
Oh, we'll talk about roller skating.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's something. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Let me make a note for the roller.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Florida's a big heavy metal punk. I think people get Florida and California mixed up. And mentally, they're like, oh, don't you just have a lot of surfer dude bro type people and valley girls? And we're like, no, we have those people, but we have this huge gothic, industrial, punk, metal, fetish scene that was heavily influenced in my upbringing. I mean, and I'm so grateful that was around in the 90s when I was growing up and stuff.
And no offense to California, but
no,
I must say that the oranges in Florida are better.
The oranges are way better in Florida. Sorry, not sorry. The oranges are way better. From somebody that grew up eating oranges off of a tree, and just that was my summers at my uncle's house. Yes, because I've had both.
All right, so all right, let's talk about burlesque.
Yes,
you're a burlesque performer.
I am.
And we'll talk about cult burlesque and everything like that. But I love asking this question. What was your very, very first time ever performing burlesque?
I was in Tallahassee living there for a brief moment, and I tried to get back into roller derby, and I was like, Mama's tired. Mama did this for 9 seasons, and the girls were doing drag performances, and they had a rising star night where it was drag and burlesque. and I was like, I'm going to do a roller skating burlesque routine. And I made it through and got on the troupe that way. And I won the Rising Star, whatever, I won the event. That's what I'm trying to say. I won the show. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. So I made it on the troupe anyways. That's what I was trying to get at.
Okay. So how did you get involved in cult burlesque?
Cult burlesque was just an open call from the girls in Nashville. So the one thing I can say that's been a positive for me with COVID is now that we have these virtual shows, I've been getting involved with troops in Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina. I'm talking to a drag king in Denver. I'm just like all over the place, and I think it's fantastic. And I'm eventually going to be driving and staying with my new friends and doing live shows with these people.
All right.
Because where I'm at, there really isn't a scene here, and the scene is about an hour and a half to 3 hours away from me.
That must be hard. That must be hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to a party, a burlesque party tomorrow, actually, a virtual burlesque party, which should be kind of cool. But all right, so
what did you say? I'm sorry, it cut out.
I said I'm going to a party, a virtual party tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
A burlesque party tomorrow.
Very cool.
Yeah. Everything's virtual now. I haven't left that. I don't think I've worn socks in like 3 days, and I don't remember that.
I was so depressed I had to put pants back on and a bra
to
go back to my job.
Wait, seriously, I'm the same way. I'm watching silly stuff on television just to kind of keep my spirits up.
Yeah, but Cult Burlesque was a heavy metal show, and it was the first time we did a virtual performance for myself. So I was nervous, and my roommate did all the editing and all the camera work and set up the lights. So I was really grateful for him to be so gracious and give up his time and be my video editor, choreographer person. So I'm really grateful to him in that regard.
Okay, so when it comes to burlesque, right? Music plays a huge part in it.
Oh yeah.
What is one of your favorite songs to do a performance to?
I would still say the first song I ever did was "Still Alive" by Half-Life, because it's got a disco beat to it. And it's got, I don't know, it just made me come alive. Like, the song is inspirational. I mean, I could have done something like electro swing or done, an old school kind of vaudeville-esque type of vibe. But the fact that I did my first burlesque routine on roller skates, I had to pay homage to my roll bounce roots.
Okay, so yeah, like there are so many different styles of burlesque. There's the vintage style. There's nerdlesque. There's gorelesque, where people like cut themselves and roll around in
bed nails, the whole shebang.
Yeah, so everybody's different. How would you describe your style?
I would say I have a hint of the vintage. I would say I'm vintage, I'm nerdlesque, I'm a bit of gorelesque. I want to get into that. So fake blood. I'm terrified of real blood. Both my parents were in the medical field, but that scares the bejeebus out of me. So I think I would rather do something more like a gag and a trick, like sugar glass and fake blood. I'd be more comfortable in that genre of it. I mean, I have seen women get dollar bills stapled to their chest, and that's fantastic. I wish I had more of the I wish I had more of that circus freak in me. I ran away with the carnival after high school. I didn't join the circus.
Wait, we got to back up here. You ran away with the carnival.
Yes.
And
there was a cute boy involved. I had to go. He had lots of muscles.
First of all, do you like the show Carnival?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, it's a good show.
It was.
All right, so you got to tell us about this. You ran away with the boy to the carnival.
Yes. And he did a lot of Jim Rose type of stuff. He did the nails through his nose, and he fire ate and did stuff like that. And then we had a girl that would get a little boozy, but she would belly dance. So there was a lot of cool stuff that I saw in the once the carnival shut down. That's where the real fun happened.
wait, please explain that. Please explain that.
Carney people like to party. And there were times where we were really rolling in the money with the stops we had, where we could get a hotel and we'd eat like kings. And then there were other times my friend English Adam was stuffing steaks down his pants and we would run out the grocery store.
That's like, I think that was in a movie with Michael J. Fox and Joan Jett. I believe. Yeah. Light of Day. Yeah. All right. When it comes to burlesque, it's one of the art forms that really.
Yeah, I definitely saw being in that lifestyle. I got a little bit of a scare on the midway. I had a guy one of the other carny guys tried to grab me and do something terrible to me, and luckily my boyfriend hit him so hard he split his eye open, but that shook me up. It made me go, I think I should go back to college now.
Oh, okay.
So I went to art school after that.
That's great. Oh, what I love art. What did you study?
I did a lot of figure studying and some graphic design, a little bit of video editing, Photoshop, things like that. All those things, they were really pushing me into the computer animation thing, but I hated it. I love 2D animation. I love traditional animation, but I couldn't stand the 3D Max and all the stuff that went into doing the 3D stuff. I couldn't stand it. So I got into special effects instead, and I'm really glad I went. I need to do something with my hands and be like, ta-da, I finished it. There was no gratification with doing stuff on a computer. And I was like, I'm stuck in this room for 12 hours in this black, dark room in front of this screen. I hate this. With effects, you touch everything and you feel it and you make something come alive. You are Dr. Frankenstein in a way.
Yes, that's what's wonderful about sculpture and pottery and stuff like that. But I got to tell you, I don't want to give too much away, but my dom, who I live with, Miss Melissa, she's working on a very, very interesting coloring book.
Cool.
I'll talk to you about it offline.
Maybe. Yes. Yeah.
And I got my friend Amy Mercury does graphic novels and stuff like that. I was an art school kid. I was a drama kid, and like I hung out in the art wing all the time, in the drama, right. And so okay, all right. Before we get into your other kind of art, I want to ask about garters, because I have a thing for lingerie, and garters have a big thing in burlesque. Not always, but they do. So, would you say 4 straps, 6 straps, or 8 straps?
I would say 4 straps, because for me, less is better, because I lived the thick thigh life, roller skating my whole life. I'd rather deal with 4 than all those straps. It's too many straps.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about. I do want to get to the singer-songwriter stuff, but roller derby.
Yes.
holy, like, first of all, roller derby is it is a whole different culture that a lot of people don't know about. They made a movie that Drew Barrymore actually directed. Um,
Yes, I saw the premiere of Whip It because when I
yeah.
skated for the Tampa Bay Derby Darlings, they used our team, one of our home team's name, the Black Widows.
Okay. So your team is the Black Widows. Now some
Well,
people.
not my team. I one of the home teams.
Oh, okay.
I was on the Vice Grip Vixens.
The vice grip it's okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
seriously, I've only been to one, right?
Yeah.
I've only been to one, but I know it gets crazy violent sometimes.
Oh yeah.
What? First of all right, and
That's
and
my only injury.
this is not bragging. Yeah, yeah. I'm asking what was one of your main injuries that you endured, and what was one of the main injuries that you made happen?
Uh, this is all I got as a Doctor Evil pinky out of the whole 9 seasons.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I lucked out. I would say I definitely have some concussions, so yay, that's fun. Um, but no, I've been very lucky. I was very lucky. I've been on roller skates since '83. So
Okay.
I grew up in the rink. My mom had me on the rink as a
As a toddler? This happens, ladies and gentlemen.
So I lived at the rink. I was there every weekend. And then also, like I said earlier, I have gymnastics, tumbling, and martial arts background. So that helped so much with playing roller derby all those years.
Did you ever elbow someone in the face?
No, I
No.
was so squeaky clean. It was ridiculous. I would
Really?
get I would get so upset when I'd get in the penalty box. Yeah, because my injury was a cheap shot. I don't like cheaters.
What happened?
It was the stupidest thing. I get out of the penalty box. I go right out, and this girl just slams right into me and catches me off guard because we're supposed to tuck our hands in and not use our hands. Well, she catches me off guard so quick. My instinct was put my hands and I got my hand ran over.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah. So I was always by the rules and I always skated super low and I used my footwork and my height and my speed to my advantage. And that kept me playing longer, stronger, and faster.
Interesting. Okay. So you are also a singer and songwriter.
I am.
And so let me ask you this. We did touch on this a little bit, but who would you say your major influences are?
I would say I grew up both my parents had a big age gap. So my dad was born in 1936 and my mom was born in 51. So with that being said, my influences stemmed from the Depression era music to hippie. So I would say everything from Nina Simone to Janis Joplin to Joan Jett to Debbie Harry, Tori Amos, Bjork. I just have a cornucopia of female singers that I love and admire.
I love Nina Simone's that song. The you don't know what it's like. You don't know, like that tears me up. I've been really emotional with this recording. All right, let's talk drag. So
Oh yeah,
let's talk drag. Tell me
yeah.
more. What
I
kind
dress like a pretty boy.
you dress like? Do you have a pretty boy name?
I do. His name is Frankie Fontaine. So it's basically Friday's scummy brother.
And what's his personality like?
It's like the gay guy at the bar you don't want to get hit on by. He's just a sleazeball.
See, I write all this stuff down because I like to write intros for the
Right.
the okay.
Well, my intro to him is Floribama Swamp Trash.
Good. That's good. All right. Now, you don't have to get too personal, and please, don't give out contact details or anything like that. But are you in a personal relationship now?
Ooh. Well, I did mention I am. I mean, like I said, I'm always the boss, right? But I will say I do play with somebody, and he is a daddy, so that's fun. But I do have switch tendencies. So I am talking to somebody. It's just regular dating app type of life with him, but he's very flirty and open-minded, which I was like, whew, thank heavens.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh gosh, I was so nervous because he was so clean cut. Like he showed up in like white sneakers and like pristine, perfect jeans and like a white shirt and a white hat. And I'm like, oh man. And like a watch. I was like, what am I getting into? But then as time went on and he opened up, he started talking more. I was like, you got a little kinky side there.
That's awesome.
Okay. And then I have a submissive I talk to that likes to be my puppy.
Oh, you do pet play?
Yes, I do.
Interesting. Yesterday. I was talking to a woman who does pet play, but they're monkeys.
No, that's my zodiac sign.
She's but she turns into a monkey too, and she's a dom monkey. And I asked her, the first thing I asked her, I was like, do you like throw poop at each other? And they're like, no, Dad, no, we don't do that. Yeah, I've interviewed some pets. I've interviewed a horse. I've interviewed a puppy. Yeah, I've done my share. That's cool. So, now, all right, the kink rabbit hole goes deep. There are always, like, for example, I never thought I would be into something like chastity. You know what I mean? And now I own a custom-made chastity device. I don't wear it all the time or anything like that, but like I'm open. You know what I mean? So, is there anything new that you're interested in? That you kind of want to get into, or that you're just starting to get into?
I think because being a makeup artist, and I really welcome this too. I would love to talk to more people that are into transvestitism and cross-dressing and things like that.
You do a bunch.
Yeah. I find it fascinating, and I think it's very interesting. And I actually did do somebody's makeup recently that you would not think this guy was into that at all. But once we put the wig on him and everything, I was like, all right, yeah, you're looking good.
I can introduce you to a bunch of people who would love your services.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally into it. I mean, it's a lot different. I mean, I don't like to make people look drag like what I do for myself. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel like, they all tell me they want to look natural and pretty. And I'm like, yes, I'm totally about that for you. And I want to be helpful. And I'm all for it. And that is new for me, because I didn't, when I was a pro dom, I didn't have a lot of that. Victoria dealt with more of the men like that, that were into that. And I didn't have a lot of sissy play. I had more of the people that wanted to do cockball torture or humiliation and things like that when I was learning.
All right. You said cockball torture.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask this. This is one of the favorite questions that people want me to ask. What is the most brutal thing you've ever done when it comes to cockball torture?
I wasn't really brutal. I definitely had a guy that loved when I wore stilettos and smashed his balls and cock.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
brutal.
I would be like, "Are you sure?" Like I was like gauging him. I was like nervous, like,
Okay, so BDSM on a budget. This is a section that we have,
yeah.
and
I'm all for it. Home Depot is my favorite place, or Lowe's, or Dollar Tree.
okay, I highly support. If you have the money and you could get products, high end products, but not everybody has the money, and it's not all about products. It's not always about products. Sometimes it's just about talking. Sometimes it's about other things. So if a couple wants to be kinky but they don't have the money,
Right.
what do you suggest they do?
You can do paddle brushes are great. You can find a good paddle brush at your local grocery store or Dollar Tree. That's fine. If you find ping pong paddles, paint them black, wrap the handle in some black electrical tape, paint it something cool, have it say mommy, daddy, puppy, baby, whatever the hell you want it to say. Make it custom for them, glitter it up, whatever. Ropes are, make sure they're nylon or, softer, you'll feel it, you'll know when you're at, Home Depot. Plastic or wooden clothespins. There's so much you can do. I made a horse bit out of like just hardware I found at Lowe's and Home Depot. Yeah, you can get creative with having nothing.
Okay.
I've had fun with electrical toothbrushes before.
That's a good one. That's a new one. All right.
Yeah.
Rapid fire recommendations, and they don't have to be kink related. Okay. Recommend a film.
Recommend a film. I would have to say Frankenstein. It's
Excellent one. Yeah.
it's tattooed on my arm.
That's awesome. All right. Recommend a book.
Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
Great.
All right. Recommend a song.
Geez. She Likes Big Words by Deadsy.
Okay. Recommend a television show.
Can I pass?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
Pass.
Right. Finally, recommend a meal.
Recommend a what?
A meal.
Oh, a meal. Oh, anything Asian?
Like?
Oh God, Korean barbecue, hands down.
Okay. All right. See, these are my notes. I'm throwing them across the room because this is the last thing that we're going to do. All right. This is the word association game. All right. I'm doing this off the top of my head as you are too. Okay. So I'm going to say a word or a phrase, and you say the first word or phrase that pops into your head. Okay. So if I say chastity, you may say lock. But if I say chastity and you're thinking about Korean barbecue, you could say Korean barbecue. There's no wrong answer. Okay.
Okay.
And keep in mind, I'm doing this off the top of my head too. So we're on the same level here. Right. Second rule is we don't kink shame. So I may say something that you're not into. Just for the fun of this, and instead of making fun of it, or just say, not my thing. Okay.
Right.
Then we have the jar. Tangled Blue. Oh, Tangled Blue, I love you. Tangled Blue is a submissive kitten, and she is essential to your kinky friends. And we have an absurd sense of humor, very weird. And she gave me this jar full of little pieces of paper, and I don't know what I'm pulling out of this jar. Some of it's kink related, some of it is nonsense.
Right.
Okay. Ready to go? You got your helmet
Yep.
on, wrapped in? All right. Let's go. Pegging.
Never done it.
Okay. Leather.
Always.
Latex.
Yes, please.
Fire play.
What is it?
Fire play. Fire. Like burning fire. Like a fireplace.
Fireplace?
No, a fire play.
Oh, fire play. Oh, seen it, never done it.
Okay. Wax play.
Done it.
The St. Andrew's Cross.
Seen it. Was she on a St. Andrew's class when I flogged her? Yes.
Okay. Straight jackets.
Fun to look at. Sucks to be in.
Yeah, I own one. Wax play.
Yes, you already said that, I thought.
Oh no, I said. Oh, did I? All right. Knife play.
Seen it, never experienced it.
Okay. Choking.
Yes.
Fisting.
No. Not for me.
Okay. Okay. The 50s housewife dynamic.
Sexy.
Okay. Pet play.
Cute.
Okay. Let's go to the jar.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is going to get weird.
All right.
Boing.
Bunny.
Vulva sauce.
Vulva sauce.
What you got?
Sounds like I'd like to know this recipe.
That's good. Tits.
Always. For wonderful, wonderful things.
They are, aren't they? They're so wonderful.
Fun bags are my favorite.
I don't know what this one is. Foof.
Poof? It sounds like something happens after a magic trick.
All right, then you have water sports, aka piss play.
I have peed in puppy's mouth.
Interesting. Okay. Now, right. Let's back up before we get to the final one. All right. So you peed in puppy's mouth. Did you prepare? Did you have to go? What if you don't have to go?
Oh man, you just push it out with your Kegels. Go.
Interesting.
Drink a lot of water.
Okay. All right. And finally, we come to the end. This is a dumb pun. Scat.
Not my thing.
Okay. No, not my thing. But if it's your thing, have fun. As long as it's consensual. Now, Friday Fontaine. Oh my God, you have been magnificent. Please.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh God, I want to have you back. Um,
Yes,
I want to put on like I want to do a burlesque show. I want to do it like yeah.
you
So
should put on a burlesque show. You should invite me up.
hell yeah, I will. So
We've been talking about doing shows here. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. Why I'm so all over the place and running around and making friends with all these different people out of state is because, like I said, there's no actual local troupe where I'm at for some strange reason. And we're talking about trying to build something up with that, hopefully. But like I said, there is one down in Hattiesburg, and I'm hoping that maybe with some time and experience, fingers crossed, when they do their auditions in the winter, maybe hopefully they will consider to put Friday Fontaine on the bill.
well, let me do anything I can to help. And after this is done, please stay on the line, and we're going to talk more because there's things I want to talk to with you about that I think you'd be very, very, very interested. So please
Sure.
take this time to do everything you can to promote any social media you have, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, websites, anything. Go.
Oh, for me to say anything?
Yeah, Facebook.
Oh, they can find me on Instagram. It's Friday_Fontaine. You can find me on Facebook. It's Friday and Frankie Fontaine. Um, my body painting company is called Art in, like IN Flesh. You can find both on Facebook and Instagram. Um, yeah, I travel for the right price. I will go anywhere and paint your body. I have no qualms about it.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Friday, this has been an absolute honor to talk with you.
I've had a great time.
Thank you very much. Check me out I'm on Twitter at Nicholas Tanek. I'm on Facebook at Nicholas Tanek.
Oh, I'm on Twitter now as Mr. Siren.
Oh wait, let me write that down. Hold on. How do you spell that?
Mistress
Okay.
and then Siren.
All right. I will add that to the
But I
page.
need to get better at my Twitter game. I should probably download the app instead of just playing around on my computer for my OnlyFans with that.
Twitter's fun. Twitter's fun. It could like drive you crazy if you go on the news, if you follow the news and the hashtags, but follow the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Good time.
We need to
So
talk more about that too.
so yes. I'm on Instagram at Nick Tanek, not Nicholas Tanek, and also at Friends Kinky. And there's also Twitter at Friends Kinky. We have a Patreon at Patreon/YKF. And oh my God, it's getting late. My Dom is calling me. And remember the cardinal rule, everybody: be cool, be kind, and keep an open mind. Take care.
Thank you.